hunters and fishermen. These people are self-employed and their work can be done anywhere. However, this effort is highly dependent on the unique geographic area, type of aquatic equipment, and sea animal species present. Storms and fog can destroy fishing gear and work-related vessels and cause fishermen and hunters to return home. Fishing and hunting workers come into contact with a wide range of creatures. To do their task, they place themselves in hazardous situations by laying traps, reeling in fish for commercial purposes, and operating hefty and dangerous equipment, making this job one of the riskiest to do. Deaths are usually caused by drowning, harsh weather, crashes, shipwrecks, massive and unexpected waves crashing on hulls, or broken equipment. Drowning will always be on the list of risks associated with this work because it is possible, though not as likely as utilizing powerful machines. The fatal injury rate in this industry is 133 per 100,000 workers. Logging workers. A logger is someone who harvests, transports, and processes trees for logging. Every year, these people clear thousands of trees from the woods. These trees are harvested and used as raw materials by families, businesses, and other clientele. The logger's field or workstation is located outside or in the woods. They must employ various hazardous and heavy machinery to manufacture raw materials for clients like paper, firewood, toilet paper, and others. The use of heavy machinery, which must be handled with extreme caution, and workers' contact with potentially hazardous objects are the features of this activity that make it risky. The most common cause of fatal accidents in this line of work is operating heavy equipment. The fatality rate for this job is 90 per 100,000 workers. Roofers. Working on a roof was and continues to be one of the most dangerous occupations. A roofer is responsible for the construction and maintenance of roofs. Roofing maintenance ensures the safety of the building and its residents by installing materials and repairing any broken parts. They are in charge of all construction projects, whether they are for a house, a business, or an industry. They build or repair roofs with hand tools, scaffolding, and other tools, ensuring their stability and waterproofness. The job has a fatality rate of roughly 50 per 100,000 workers, and falling off the roof is the most frequent accident. Underground miners. Miners in charge of operating massive mining equipment are more likely to die in accidents than other miners. Transportation, interaction with objects and other equipment, and operations of giant machines are all common causes of accidents in this line of work. There are 22 fatal injuries per 100,000 workers in this area. Firefighters and fire department managers. A fireman is a first responder and rescuer who has undergone significant firefighter training. Their primary responsibility is to extinguish dangerous flames that risk people's lives, property, and the environment. They may also be relied upon to save the lives of animals in some scenarios or locations. These managers must also communicate with and dispatch emergency vehicles, assess the scale and severity of fires, and hire, evaluate, and retain firefighters. The most common cause of job fatalities for firefighters are traffic accidents, fires, and explosions. Sulfur miner. Mining is a dangerous job due to the constant fear of cave-ins and the possibility of developing black lung disease. Some miners go a step further and collect sulfur from within an active volcano. These employees trek to the Lejeune Volcano Center at the Indonesian island of Java for a few pounds each day. Workers with only a cloth to cover their mouths are continuously at risk of erupting and suffering severe burns and gas poisoning. Crossing guards. Crossing guards direct the flow of both forms of traffic at crosswalks, crossroads, schools, and other areas where people and cars cross paths. Crossing guards' responsibilities may include stopping automobiles and assisting pedestrians with safe navigation at crossings and crossroads. Crossing guards can control traffic using hand signals, flags, and signage. The most common cause of death for crossing guards are transportation incidents, in which they are hit and killed by moving vehicles. Construction workers. A construction worker is someone who works on an actual building site. They are individuals who work on a construction site under the direction or authority of a contractor. They could do one or more manual labor duties. They may be unskilled or semi-skilled laborers, but they may also be experienced tradesmen or have managerial skills. They are required to complete different tasks, each with a higher risk of damage. Workers are always at risk of harm because they are continually in the path of objects falling on them, or falling from great heights while at work. They can also spend some time cleaning up construction sites before or after work is completed. Falls are the leading cause of construction worker fatalities. Accidents and injuries caused by their equipment are common and are frequently a source of fatal injuries. The fatal injury rate per 100,000 employees is 43.3. Steel workers. Accidents involving unintentional falls, slips, and entrapment are most common in this line of employment. This is because their personnel is continually handling heavy machines, transporting steel, loading and unloading steel, and installing steel using ladders. All of these tasks have the possibility of accidental errors. The fatal accident rate in this industry is 33 per 100,000 workers. Truck drivers. Truck drivers are another group of professionals who deal with or are at greater risk of being involved in fatal workplace accidents. Truck drivers are not the only ones affected. Small-scale drivers are also affected. They are the most likely to be involved in a car accident. This is because of their continual presence on the road, and crashes are the most common cause of fatalities. Their fatal injury rate is reported to be 26 per 100,000 workers. Delivery drivers. These drivers load and unload vehicles before driving them locally to make deliveries transporting freight, food, laundry, or other products to homes, businesses, logistics, or distribution networks is routine for these workers. They can also contact customers to arrange deliveries, receive payment for purchases, and manage documentation like delivery signatures. Traffic accidents are the primary cause of job fatalities for drivers, salespeople, and truck drivers. Pilots and aeronautical engineers. Aircraft pilots and flight engineers take numerous procedures to ensure that everyone has a comfortable flight. These procedures include monitoring consumption of fuel, cabin air pressure, engine power, and other potential issues that may arise during the flight, alerting the captain to any impeding risk that may or may not have an impact on the aircraft's performance, talking to air traffic controllers on the radio while maintaining radio communication with the planes about the weather, and controlling and directing the flight of the aircraft and helicopters while adhering to airworthiness standards. Pilots and engineers are responsible for reviewing flight plans, discussing them with the crew, and making any necessary changes. Despite being classified as the second most risky profession in 2018, it does not have a substantial number of fatal accidents. In this line of work, transportation accidents are the leading cause of accidents. Private planes and helicopters are the most dangerous places to work since they are not as safe as commercial planes. The fatal injury rate for this job is 35 per 100,000 workers. Material collector for recycling and refuse. Garbage collectors. Those who collect recyclables and refuse are continually forced to work in an unwelcoming and challenging environment as part of their daily routine. The most common injuries they deal with include fatal accidents and death caused by the heavy machinery on the vehicles they use to move garbage. Because they frequently stop in the middle of traffic lanes to gather trash, being hit by a garbage truck or another vehicle is a common cause of fatality in this line of work. The fatal accident rate is 33 per 100,000 workers. Highway maintenance workers. Highway maintenance workers are responsible for the upkeep of several types of highways, including freeways, runways, and roads. They can patch potholes, mend fences and railings, change and repaint road markings, clear snow and ice. These workers also fix road signs, keep the bushes along the side of the road trimmed, and resurface the roads. Vehicle crashes which occur while highway employees execute their duties on busy roadways are the leading cause of mortality for these workers. Police officers. Police officers are legal system employees tasked with upholding the law, defending people and property, and maintaining order. Police officers can, among other things, patrol an area, write tickets, investigate crimes, detain suspects, and work with prosecutors on cases. How dangerous is it to work as a cop? According to the national average workplace fatality rate, being a police officer is approximately 4.1 times more hazardous than the average job. Police officers have the same workplace mortality rate as heavy vehicle mechanics, construction workers, and maintenance people. Person-to-person workplace violence is the leading cause of death among police officers. Farmers and agriculturalists. Farmers and agricultural workers are accustomed to and frequently use heavy machinery in their line of work. The use of these machinery is responsible for the vast majority of accidents and fatalities in this business. Workers here are at risk of death. There are 21 fatal injuries for every 100,000 workers in this industry. We recommend that you use extreme caution when working in any of these fields to efficiently do your job and ultimately provide for your family. Although these are 16 most dangerous jobs in the world, they are not the only dangerous ones. They're just a few jobs of many. And that brings us to the end of this video. What experiences have you had at your workplace? Let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell to get notified when we post a new video.